We're here each and every day at 8 a.m. as we get to look at life, we get to question life, we get to explore life. You get to examine life in a different way, and it's so good to do so. Um, and today, what did I talk about today? What am I going to talk about today? I think I'm going to bring up this idea of superstition. This idea that there's a power outside of us that can have like voodoo, or we need to turn and go, hey, you, thank you, and all of that type of thing. It's really fascinating that when we really come to understand, that the thing we're looking at out there, this thing we call life, is simply a perception that our mind creates. It's actually a movie that our mind creates. We're the director, we're the producer, we're the actors, we're the background, we're everything in the movie. We're literally creating a movie. Our life is our movie. The question I want to ask is, are you going to win an Academy Award with your movie? Now, here's the key thing. To win an Academy Award with your movie, you're the only judge. No one else matters, because here's the key. No one else can see your movie. You get that? No one else is looking at your movie, at your life, the way you look at it. To think that they are is the illusion. It's superstition. It's to believe that someone else knows what you're going through in any moment. They have no clue. Absolutely no clue. I look at the life of my friends, the life of my wife, the life of my children, and I have details that are given to me, but how do I interpret those details? That's me. What they're interpreting is probably something completely different. So think about that, and think about how you're judging people's lives when you have no clue what the movie is they're creating. You have no reason to know why they're creating their movie. I have no idea why people create the movies they create, because sometimes I go and say, well, that's silly. So superstition is to believe someone else is more important than you. Superstition is to believe, well, I'll use an extreme example. If I have this rabbit's foot and I rub it 3 times, things will be better for me. No. It's changing your mental output, changing what you perceive, change how you perceive, change the perspective from which you receive. Is it an empowered perspective, or is it a disempowered perspective? Disempowered. Ooh, boy, I got the words going on there. I'm creating new words. Here's the key thing. Are you the victim? Most of us are the victim in some way or another, aren't we? We believe that we're at the mercy of outside circumstances. And we've been taught to believe that. We have been domesticated to believe that we're victims. And we buy into it because everyone else is buying into it. Everyone else is out there buying the same popsicle because the advertising says this is the best popsicle. And we don't bother to taste all the other popsicles to see maybe there's one that's better for us. You get that? Because a lot of times I've tried things that other people have said is great, especially let's look at restaurants. I always am asking for recommendations on new restaurants. And like we tried one about a month ago. And our neighbor across the street, they've always given us good opinions. We went there. It absolutely sucked. Absolutely. It was nowhere near the quality of food, the quality of cooking, the quality of preparation, the quality of service that I would acceptable. Notice I didn't say acceptable. But to them, it was. Were they wrong? No. They were right based on how they perceive it. Was I right or wrong? No. Just my experience was based on how I perceive it. I believe we are present with challenges that we have to figure out. Well, that's like saying we're in the middle of a test and there's a teacher that's given us this test. To some degree, I agree with you, Shuriel. In some ways, I don't. See, here's the key thing. The challenges that we're facing are the ones we've created. And the challenges we've created are illusions of the mind. And then how do we deal with them? Do we deal with them with the ego, or do we deal with them from the observer perspective? The observer perspective is the perspective that sees everything, not one side. You see, that's when we start talking about challenges. When we're looking at challenges, oh my God, we think that someone else is giving us these challenges, and it's not that. Zach says, I've been manifesting so fast lately, that has me really focusing on what I'm thinking these days. Yeah, I think we're demonstrating faster than we ever have. I think there's a speeding up in the universe. And so this is the time when the most important thing that we work on is our own personal awareness. The awareness of our thoughts, the awareness of our energy, the awareness of our emotions. You see, you can't have thoughts create unless there's big emotion behind them. They have to be in alignment. The thoughts and emotions, the feelings have to be in alignment for the demonstration to happen. So if you're highly emotional about something, chances are you know that's what you're going to be experiencing. You know it. So be careful when you're having those emotional things, when you're feeling those emotions. What are you feeling in those emotions? Then ask the question, is that real for me? Is that really real for me? If it's not, let it go. Shift your thought. Here's the time. Here's a great idea. Play with the universe. See if you are powerful. See if you can change your experience. See if you can create a new movie. Why not test it out? Why not just, don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Then you own it. Then it becomes who you are. And it's great when you own something. Because when you own it, you can let go of the superstitions because you know how the universe works. The greatest discovery that humans ever made was that we can think. The second greatest discovery we made was that our thoughts create. The third biggest discovery, maybe the fourth, maybe these aren't in order, but that we're more than our body and we're more than our mind. We're something much greater than that. And that something that's much greater than that can't be defined, cannot be put into words. That's why we have a hard time from an ego perspective to relate to it. That's all I got. That's all I got today. But I'll tell you what, at 10:30, which is about 2.5 hours from now, I'll be doing the Agape Sunday celebration service. I've got a really good talk planned. Love to have you join me. If this message has resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, share it with other people. Let them get the message as well. And if you have comments, please write them in on Facebook or YouTube. I love the comments. If you have questions, I will answer them. I look at all of the posts on Facebook and YouTube, and I do get to answer them, normally within 12 hours. I'm pretty fast about that because I believe this is how we build connection. This is how we build connection. Hey, if you're interested in taking a class with me, I'm starting classes this week. Monday nights, 5 weeks on Mondays, I'm teaching universal spiritual principles. On Tuesday nights, the class is about how to better self-love. That's a 6-week class. If you're interested, go to agapespiritualcenter.com, click on classes and register. There's more information there as well. So with that in mind, come out of your superstition and know that you're whole, you're perfect and complete, just like you are. Let me tell you this, if no one else does today, I accept you and I love you exactly as you are. Until tomorrow, aloha.